Good morning students. In this lecture 10th, we will discuss the DC load line of junction field effect transistor, and we have already discussed this DC load line analysis in case of PN junction diode and in case of BJT, that is bipolar junction transistor. So what it actually is, it is the intersection of the characteristic curve and the load line. But why we discuss this load line analysis? Why we draw load line? To get proper amplification, to ensure the proper biasing, we draw this load line and we discuss this DC load line analysis. So whenever we use this FET as an amplifier, the main aim to use these transistors or these field effect transistors, it is in case of amplification. So when we use this junction field effect transistor for the amplification, then we apply the AC signal which is to be amplified. And here we are taking the example of common source amplifier. So that is why the AC signal which is to be amplified, it is applied to the gate terminal of the junction field effect transistor. What will happen? As we are using FET as an amplifier, so the signal will be amplified in the drain circuit. But to get the proper amplification, we need to ensure two things. What are those? That there should be proper biasing of gate as well as drain. Source is common, so there must be proper biasing of drain terminal and there should be proper biasing of gate terminal. Only then proper amplification of the signal will occur. So with the help of this biasing, what this proper biasing will do? This proper biasing, it will ensure that the junction field effect transistor which we are using, it is operating in saturation region. So for the proper amplification or for the faithful amplification, the shape of the amplified signal will only be proper and similar to the input AC signal only when the junction field effect transistor is operating in saturation region. And it will operate in any particular region just because if the biasing is proper. So what will happen if the biasing is not proper? This thing we have already discussed in our previous semester in case of DC load line analysis of bipolar junction transistor. What happened there when the biasing was not proper in case of BJT? You know that the AC signal which you are applying to amplify for amplification, that AC signal will have positive as well as negative peaks. When the biasing will not be proper, in that case, after amplification, the amplified signal which you will get, which you will receive, in that signal, either positive part of the input signal or the negative part of the input signal will be clipped. Some of the portion will not be there. It means the amplified signal will be a distorted signal if the biasing is not proper. So biasing, proper biasing of the junction field effect transistors terminals, it is very important, because if the biasing is not proper, then either the positive peak of the signal or the negative peak of the signal during amplification, it will be clipped. So the amplified signal which you will receive, it will be a distorted signal. Now how we will ensure that biasing is proper? So to ensure that in case of input as well as in case of output circuit, the biasing is proper, That is why we need the load line analysis and the knowledge of proper operating point, because by this we will be able to know that which value of the biasing voltage is a proper one. That value of biasing voltage will be a proper one if corresponding to that, when you will draw a load line and the characteristic curve, if the intersection point of the characteristic curve and the load line, it comes out to be in the middle of the saturation region, then the biasing is a proper one and there will be no distortion in case of amplification, and no part of the input signal during amplification it will be clipped or removed. So what is this Q point? It is the intersection of load line and the characteristic curve. This characteristic curve, it can be input characteristic curve, output characteristic curve, or transfer characteristic curve. We have already discussed the intersection of load line and transfer characteristic curve in case of biasing of JFET. In those four methods, we have used transfer characteristic curve and its intersection with load line. So here we will discuss the intersection of load line with output characteristic curve of JFET. So here I have used the example of common source amplifier, where source is connected to ground and it is common to gate terminal as well as to the drain terminal. The input signal, it will be applied at this gate when we will use this as an amplifier. So here we have already drawn the output characteristic curve of JFET, and we know that it is the variation of drain current with the variation in drain source voltage, VDS. VDS is measured in volts, ID it is measured in milliamperes at some constant fixed values of VGS. Then how to draw the load line? How I have drawn this line? For that, apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to this loop. To this output loop, apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. It will be equal to VDD. Then this end is positive, means it is not alternate with respect to this VDD, so it will be negative voltage drop across RD, which is IDRD. Again, the voltage VDS, this end is positive, which is not alternate corresponding to this VDD. So again we will have minus VDS. Then voltage across source, it is 0. So it is equal to 0. So what will be the value of IDRD here? Move this IDRD to this side and you will get this is equal to VDD minus VDS. Move this RD to this side and you will get ID. It is equal to VDD by RD minus VDS by RD. Now rearrange this. Why? Because along y-axis we have ID, along x-axis we have VDS. So what will be the equation of straight line? Y is equal to mx plus c with ID along y-axis and VDS along x-axis. So rearrange this, write this term as first term and this term as second term. So this is the equation of straight line, where this ID, it is y, it is equal to this minus 1 by RD, it is slope of the load line. Along x-axis we have VDS plus intercept of the load line is VDD by RD. So it is the intercept. So this is the value of intercept, VDD by RD. So to draw the load line, which is a straight line, we need 2 points. How we will find those 2 points? First, make this ID is equal to 0. When ID is equal to 0, then find the value of VDS. VDS will be equal to VDD. ID is 0 at x-axis. So at this point ID is 0, and at that time VDS it is equal to VDD. So this is one point of the load line. To find the another point of load line, make VDS equal to 0. So if VDS is equal to 0, so the coordinates of this point are VDD, 0, x coordinate, y coordinate, and the coordinates of this point will be at this point as it lies on y axis, so its x coordinate will be 0. What will be the value of y coordinate? That is ID. ID will be, if you have made this VDS equal to 0, it means VDD by RD. So this is VDD by RD. So in this way you have drawn this load line, and here you can see this is the point which lies in the middle of the saturation region, and it is the intersection point of load line and characteristic curve, output characteristic curve. So this is the Q point. And from this Q point, we will come to know the proper value of ID corresponding to the Q point and the value of VDS corresponding to the Q point. And to change the operating point, if the operating point is not proper, and you have to make it proper, you know that the coordinates of this operating point or the coordinates of the load line, it depends upon VDD and RD. So what you will do, you will change the value of VDD and RD to shift this load line in such a way that you have obtained a proper Q point. Because this proper Q point, it will ensure the proper biasing to get the faithful amplification. So if the biasing is not proper, what you can do, you have to ensure that this Q point is proper. Means it lies in the middle of the load line or in the middle of the saturation region. And if it doesn't lie in the middle of the saturation region, what you can do, changing the value of VDD and RD, you can change, by changing the value of RD, you can change the slope of this load line, and you can shift the position of the operating point. So this is all about load line analysis in case of junction field effect transistor.